Hello, this is Chief Executive Officer Dr. Andre Kent Jr., along with my nickname, Dr. AJ Kent, Doctor of Entrepreneurship, Doctor of Business Administration. And I just wanted to say a little bit about my tax return filings. I did multiple programs and projects that came out as dioramas. Anytime you see me build an Excel or a spreadsheet, it builds a diorama. It doesn't just build you can insert an Excel, you have to think large like Bill Gates. You have to think large like Microsoft. You have to think large like Google or Apple or Facebook. You know, you have to think really, really large, and that the personnel that put those programs together and put those projects together understand what a diorama is. You have to think like Dubai. And I just wanted to make sure everybody knows those invoices are separate and the dioramas are created separately for separate purposes, including invoices A through invoices HH. Each different invoice has a different diorama that must be pulled together and completed. There are plenty of independent contractors that work for the team. Most of them are independent contractor. I'm the only employee at the moment. And we work through express employment professionals and my operating agreements that I drew up myself as I consistently make and craft the programs and projects the way that they're supposed to be, and the dioramas come together in completion. I expect a miniature model and a full-size model anytime I do a diorama of anything, and then it'll get filed with the North Carolina Department of Revenue and the government, depending on where it's at, not just North Carolina, but if I'm in other countries and build a diorama, I still expect the same type of quality and consistency. And they were all different programs and projects, and they use different banks, and all the different banks and operating agreements go together. And it was not ever to operate a bank or operate the authority of the bank. I am a client of the bank. I'm a client of North Carolina Revenue, their partner revenue. I'm a client of the government. Those are federal contracts, some of them where they're going to make them, and some of them are just independent contractors. And the independent contractors that I chose are for the following of the directions so that they can build the dioramas together completely. And I want the dioramas built up front. I don't want to wait 100 years, 1,000 years for the diorama to be completed, because these are supposed to be self-sustaining dioramas in the way they're built. And I do not want you all straying from the choices that were selected for the dioramas to be built, because once they're built, I get a small dividend from the dioramas. I pay for everything that it takes to build the diorama together, and that includes paying independent contractors. And once the actual diorama is installed, that includes paying the personnel and staffing. That includes all the albums that were dropped and created and produced, and the music, the buildings, the architecture, the design. All of that is supposed to be completed through the dioramas.